Breaking news, we have a new WWE NXT champion. Samoa Joe is the first three-time WWE NXT champion. It was a hell of a night at the Capitol Wrestling Center. Do we have a new potential match of the year candidate from this show? Is this the end of Adam Cole in WWE or even just WWE NXT itself? This is an eventful show. If you didn't watch, you missed something that stole the weekend. This is going to be one of those shows that I think fans afterwards are going to be like, wow, if I missed that, I missed something special, because you did. It was quite the night for WWE NXT.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. What's up, everybody? I am Kellam. That is Jeremy Bennett in Nebraska. If he asks you, this is your WWE NXT 36 review show for Sportskeeda Wrestling. If you haven't done it already, go ahead and subscribe to Sportskeeda Wrestling on YouTube, on the apps that matter to you. We are less than 300 subs away from 20,000. And I know you guys can get us there. If you know your wrestling fans, just get us right there, right there, right there. All right, go ahead and hammer that like button. If you are with us live, we have your results here from WWE NXT TakeOver. This was an amazing show, a busy weekend already. AEW Rampage with CM Punk's big return. Last night at SummerSlam, if you haven't checked out our SummerSlam post show, thousands of you did. Thank you very, very much. Go check it out. Kenny Bolin joining us with a lot of humor and a live report, from Allegiant Stadium. Who else is doing that? Who else is doing a live podcast from the venue itself? So plenty of stuff there. But I'm going to say this. NXT TakeOver stole the weekend. NXT TakeOver stole the weekend. NXT TakeOver was better than WWE's first stadium show in front of 53,000 people. NXT TakeOver may have been more entertaining than any match you saw on Rampage. I don't know if the promo is a little bit more eventful that Punk gave you. That moves the needle. That's an interesting thing. But the best match of the weekend was tonight.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt, the best match of the weekend was tonight here. Ilya Dragunov defeating Walter for the NXT UK Championship, ending a 869-day title reign. One of the longest in all of professional wrestling, not just WWE. This was an amazing show. If you didn't catch it or you're just catching it late, you need to watch this show. This was that good.
Made him tap out. Made it what of all the things to see how this match would end. I did pick Dragunov to win. I just had a feeling after the buzz that match in October of 2020 left the universe. That the buzz that was there after they had that brilliant championship match. I just had this feeling that meeting again in a takeover in the States, I just felt like was going to be the time that they were going to pass the torch to Dragunov. And my God, boy, did they pass that torch. Dragunov's going to, I mean, you saw that interview with Mackenzie Mitchell later on in the show. He's gonna hurt tomorrow.
He was already beat. He had a nasty scar before.
This. That was from last week's NXT match.
His chest looked like hamburger meat.
Yeah,
because he took so many chops. Some of those chops were brutal. I was trading tweets with someone tonight, and they said, "Would you take 5 chops, 5 from Walter, or for $1 million, or a dinner with Jay-Z?" So I said, I want the money, and I'll take those 5 chops, because you don't need a chest to breathe, right? You don't need a chest. You don't need that.
Body heal. The body will heal.
I'll be like this the rest of my life.
I mean,
but I won't have debt.
I mean, you know who Chris Van Vliet is, right? Yep. Guy interviews a lot of great people in the wrestling world. He was down at the Flatbacks about a year ago. The wrestling school for Tyler Breeze and Sean Spears, and had his students get in line, and Chris had to take 20 chops, including from Tyler and Spears himself. And boy, that was a shade of purple I've never seen a chest get in my life. But man, I'm surprised that the sound of some of those chops, I'm surprised that didn't crack some of the plexiglass at the CWC tonight, man. That the sound coming off of the bodies was just not real. That was just ow.
And this was New Japan style wrestling in WWE. Yeah. This was just beat the crap out of each other as hard as you can. Walter, what a title run. What a title run. And for him to lose on a tap out, it's fine. This guy's he's like up there with Bobby Lashley, up there with, guys like Miro, where you just believe in his power. You believe that he is as strong as he's presented. Our very own Jose Gonzalez, a little bit of a wrestling hangover. He was on the boots. He's boots on the ground. He's in Florida from Vegas. He goes, "What's up, guys? Great NXT show tonight. I absolutely agree." Other people sounding off here and how amazing this is here. We will talk about the Adam Cole issue. Is this the end of Adam Cole in WWE or just WWE NXT in general? We will talk about that. We do have an update for that, and we'll clarify a little bit more in just a few minutes.
Lots of teases too.
There were some teases tonight as well, even some on social media from WWE people. And don't worry, the AEW's guerrilla marketing plan of trolling is still active. So we'll get into that. Stephen Chambers here. Good comment here. Steven saying Walter versus Ilya, better than the first one. They beat the holy crap out of each other. Another thing that's worth noting is this was a follow-up. This is a rematch from a match that many other people thought, if you're like into that match of the year, what's the best match you've ever seen? Yeah. They thought last year their match in a studio, fans.
Yeah, no fans.
Was the best match of the year. This, in the eyes of some people, was better. Our very own SP3, True Heel Heat Sid, he tweeted out that he thought this was a little bit better than the first one. I've watched both. I'm going to say this one is better. Maybe the fans played a factor, but this is the loudest I've heard the Capitol Wrestling Center.
It's just like insane how just the offense of Dragunov is one that you don't see often. It's like he just doesn't give an F at all. His offense is just that way. It's just boom. And man, props to Walter. I mean, the dude is so much bigger, but his selling of everything, like it looked like Dragunov was getting him off the mat effortlessly. Those strikes and those suplexes, and then the mat wrestling was so good between those two early on in that match. With a guy that's so much bigger than him, but still they're able to put on a good mat wrestling clinic right there to open up the match. It was just all phases of that match were just tremendous, absolutely tremendous.
I'm going to get mad in a little bit. I'm going to get mad. Specifically, I'm going to get mad with you, Jeremy, because you and I have some smart mark beef to get into before the end of the show. Yeah. So if you're watching now, you're going to get it. We're going to get through the whole card. We're going to get it. We're going to get it. And maybe you're going to get it. Let's get into another big match on this show. Cameron Grimes. Hell of an opening match on this show. I know we'll bounce around. We're not covering the show in chronological order here. But he defeats LA Knight. Hell of an opening match. They got more than enough time to make this special. Ted DiBiase at ringside, putting the $1 Million Dream on LA Knight when the referee wasn't looking. I thought that was great. Yeah. Also, I love when he whipped Cameron Grimes. He did the Irish whip for him. Yeah. I was like, if Ted can't get in the ring and take physical bumps, I was like, this is perfect. The way they use him was just right, And he whipped Cameron over the ring steps for a drop kick. I love that. I thought that was
dropped
really
him with
good
a
stuff.
punch too. I like the ref handed him the belt. He's like, yeah, here, no, you take that back so I can put the Dream on him.
But I thought that was great. And it was done. It was well done. I also enjoyed the post-match promo where Cameron talked about them going to the moon, and Ted just said like Mackenzie Phillips is interviewing them, and he goes, lady, I don't know if you're joining me, young lady, I don't know if you're joining us for the after party, but here's some money for you as well. And he just gives some money. I thought that was really well done. It was fun. This is just a fun match. Cameron Grimes way over in WWE.
Yeah, man, very, very over. I would not be surprised if he gets the North American title shot at some point. Because I figure, even though Hit Row's liked, I figure they are a true heel in the essence of it. But yet, when you put them up with Legato, they are the baby faces in the situation. I think down the line, they could probably make them heel and Grimes move up that card. You never know. You never know if Grimes moves up, or maybe they keep that $1 Million Championship in play. I don't know. Historically, they haven't really kept that title in play, so it's going to be hard to tell what they do with that going on in the future. But we do have
Richard Rinaldi is texting in. Oh, we have to talk about AEW because everybody has to talk about AEW on a show that isn't AEW. Joe is awesome. AEW is the place to be. We'll talk about Samoa Joe being the new WWE NXT champion. Looking beautiful on his shoulder. We'll
It
touch
looks
on
like
that.
what was that? What was the
But
name
here's
of
the issue. I
what was the
was
name of
I was
the-
at Rampage. I was at Rampage. Not a single match on that show stacks up to this.
Oh no.
Not a single match.
That was almost by design. I mean, we knew that ahead of time when the card was basically announced ahead of time, and it was not even going to match up to the first Rampage. So we kind of knew that ahead of time that this was a CM Punk show. But go back to that. Put that Joe picture back up. What was the name of that painting in Ghostbusters 2? Doesn't that kind of give you?
Yes, it does. It
Kind of give you the
Vigo.
Vigo. Kind of gives you those vibes, doesn't it?
Do not look into Vigo's eyes. Do not look into Vigo's eyes. If you look into his eyes.
Creepy. Man.
Do you like what I did there?
That is something right there, man.
Yeah, so I absolutely loved a lot of different things on this card. It was really, really fun. A lot of singles matches in this.
Yeah, all singles matches, and it'll be interesting to see what we get on the $1 million celebration if we find a new feud for Grimes or what we get with Grimes going forward. It's going to be interesting to see what the next chapter is after they had such a great feud with L.A. Knight. Yeah, L.A. Knight.
A lot of people talking about everything here. Are you going to talk about Punk's debut? Well, we already kind of covered it. It's already. I mean, if we get into it, we get into it. I want to cover NXT because this is the show of the moment here. Do I go into my rant now or do I go into my rant later?
Don't matter.
What do you think?
Oh wait, we got a good comment here from our boy here,
Mr. James Espanto Fernando Tagay saying, "Lol, there is no Dana. There is only Zool." That is a deep Ghostbusters reference.
Might as well get it out of the way so we can end on a happy note.
Let's get into the Adam Cole stuff here,
baby.
Adam Cole versus Kyle O'Reilly, a 3 stages of hell match. But I want to talk about dirt. I want to talk about internet dirt. I want to talk about where he's going. These men pour their hearts out and break their bodies on steel chairs. But I want to talk about internet dirt. I want to talk about dirt. Where's he going? Gossip. It's Vince has to be pissed. Memes. No, I'm not done yet. These men breaking their hearts. Kyle O'Reilly near being carted out of there before the end of the match. A 3 stages of hell match. The end of the Undisputed Era as we know it. The final match in a big saga. But I want to talk about internet dirt. Here's the thing. Johan Bennett, do you guys have any update on Adam Cole? Here's what we know. PWI Insider reporting within the hour that Adam Cole has had his final appearance, his last hurrah in WWE NXT.
Yep. And Fightful Select dropped a thing about an hour ago. Cole has not yet signed an extension or a new contract at this time as well. So right now, everything up in the air with Adam Cole. You could basically throw a dart if it's going to be Raw, AEW, SmackDown. Throw a dart, but Cole did throw on his wife's submission there tonight, though. You see that? He did put in the lockjaw,
and
yeah, maybe he's gonna come join her on Wednesday. You never know.
You think because he used his wife's move, that means he's gonna go to another television show?
You never know. I don't know.
Edge did a glam slam last night.
Right,
Does that mean does that mean he's going to NXT?
I hope so. I want to see Edge and Joe. Come on. No, like I said, it's throw a dart with Adam Cole right now. I don't know. I don't trust his usage on Raw and SmackDown, and he's done everything he can do on NXT.
I don't trust his usage in AEW.
I do.
I don't.
I do.
Where are they going to put him?
Oh, there's places to put him.
Well, how much time do they have on TV?
Well, there's time.
This isn't me being like the anti-WWE, pro-WWE guy. Guys, let's not rush to a conclusion that hasn't been reached yet.
Yeah.
Just because you want something to happen doesn't mean it's the best thing that can happen. And doesn't mean it's the thing that's going to happen. And also, is that more important than what those two guys did tonight?
Everybody always wants to know. Everybody always wants to know what's next.
Everybody always wants to know what's next, but is it more important than what these guys did in the ring tonight? No.
They had a good match.
They had a great match. They didn't have a good match. They had a great match. And also, they had to follow this match that we're talking about as the match of the year.
Yeah.
Right? They had to go on after that.
Wasn't easy.
Wasn't easy, but talking shit's easy.
I'll tell you what,
talking shit's real easy.
I'll tell you what, something that's overlooked in that match is the fact that Adam Cole handcuffing O'Reilly actually screwed Adam Cole because it gave O'Reilly the leverage on that submission. I thought that was just a clever damn finish doing it that way, man. I loved it.
Stephen Chambers also bringing up Pete Dunne. Hate to see him go. Well, we don't know if they're going. Why does everyone think they're going?
I almost think Pete Dunne
wasn't Samoa Joe supposed to be in AEW by now, and he's the NXT champion.
I don't think I've ever heard that yet, but
you serious? Once he was released, people said it in an instant.
Hell yeah.
You know that, Jeremy. You know better.
Yeah, but he wasn't cleared at that time either, so that was up.
We don't even know if he was cleared. We don't know when he was cleared.
I mean, Dunn just pinned DRAGUNOV. I think he has a little stake on that UK title, maybe. So
there you go. Oh, but that wasn't a good idea. But now that's long-term booking. Now everything kind of comes together. I like how people get angry when things are good in NXT because then it doesn't back up their arguments and things that they keep up online. Saw a lot of that tonight. Of like, well, NXT's great, but it's just too bad that it's a WWE show. I actually had an exchange with someone on Twitter, like,
really,
yeah, they're like, it's just too bad. It's just too like I would enjoy it more if I knew it wasn't. So you would enjoy AEW more because you know it's not a WWE, or do you just enjoy the show? What are you watching? Are you actually watching something, or are you just clicking likes? What are you consuming it? Like, what's the deal here?
What you doing, man?
All right, here we go. I'm going in the rant. I'm already there, right? I'm already there. I'm already in that place. NXT is not dead.
Yet.
No, it isn't dead at all.
Yet.
Jeremy, were you in Vegas this week? Did you see that tryout?
Did
you see it though? Were you there?
No.
We had people there.
Yeah.
I talked to people in the industry. Doesn't look like it's dead at all. Is it going to be different? Sure. But is it dead? No. Are you writing it off? You are. Right?
Well,
a lot of people who want to say it's dead, that's clickbait crap.
Yeah.
All right. And it's coming from some people in wrestling media who know better.
Yeah.
Who know better. But junk food is easier to make than a steak, isn't it?
Yeah. Sometimes.
It is.
I tell you what, though, I mean, NXT was special for a reason, and now if you're with all these quotes that these top brass are throwing, it's easy for people to say that, I wouldn't say dead, but it's easy for people to say that it's this era that we've loved is going to be dead, and we're not going to see anything like it after this takeover. Basically, we're basically the way that the top brass, Nick Khan, is laying the cards on the table out for NXT. It's not good for people that loved the product ever since the beginning. It was a different product, and that's why people kind of loved it. And now they're kind of threatening to make it sound like it's going to be the same product that we see on Monday and Friday. The way that they're coming out and talking about these changes,
presumption, assumption, speculation, word on the street, all those things. Absolutely no confirmation of that.
Yeah, when you say the quotes they've said, it's pretty telling, though.
But also, when you look at the numbers and the ratings you have, wouldn't you do something different?
True, but that was the problem in the first place, was going to 2 hours when your sweet spot was maybe 90 minutes or an hour, because that it really, when they went to USA, it kind of did lose its way a little bit live, because you kind of felt like there were trying to find ways to make it go 2 hours. They're trying to force it. And, but
somebody saying, if you say it's dead, I got to give it a listen. Listen, I'm giving it a listen, but this idea that it's dead, is a reach, Jeremy. That's a reach.
I'm not really using the word dead. You said dead. I think you hearing people say dead, but I'm saying this era is dead.
Sure. What's the problem with that?
I'm not saying NXT is dead, but
is that a bad thing to evolve the brand?
I don't know if it's going to be evolving it. This might be well, I mean,
I don't know.
But
say it's done.
When's the last time the main roster had an entire card like TakeOver had? Are we going to see that with this new regime, with what they're promising? It doesn't sound
where? New regime where?
Well, Nick Khan is clearly cleaning house and changing things on NXT. So this seems like the last of what we are knowing NXT as is what this takeover has come to be. This is like the end of an era, so to speak, is what this takeover is, because they're promising major changes to NXT going forward.
Sure, but to say it's dead when you look at those matches and the matches they had and the talent they still have and the new talent they have that's going to be on NXT for the foreseeable future. Raquel Gonzalez is a great example. Thought she had a solid match, not the best match of the night, but a really, really solid match that defined her as a top player there. All right, tonight, her defeating Dakota Kai, special business. And you can tell it was special for Dakota Kai tonight. All right, great match, best women's match of the weekend. Better than anything I saw on SummerSlam.
Man, she got thrown around.
She got ragdolled around.
Thank God for that ramp, by the way, on that one toss. Holy crap.
Oh, that bomb off the top rope. Woo! That was something else.
And I knew she was going to get swung into that corner. And then when Raquel missed the first time, she got around the next time. It's like, oh, this is good.
Mm-hmm. But my take is, if you say NXT's dead, you're just drinking Kool-Aid. You're just drinking what somebody else told you to think. And do what somebody else is telling you is the thing to think. And if you actually look at what they have, Kyle O'Reilly's still there. Samoa Joe's their champion. And we don't even know the people that they're bringing up. So, let me put it this way. An NXT match with some people I haven't seen, to me, a lot more compelling than an AEW Dark match with some people I may or may have heard about. All right? So there's that. And if it's developmental, it's fine. Growing pains, man. All right, you didn't win on Wednesdays. Figure something else out. I'm okay with that. It's not going away. It's still produced. It hasn't produced any stars. Rollins isn't a star. Reigns didn't come from there. Like, all these people didn't. Suddenly, it seems like everyone wants to change facts and reality to meet this argument that is just the hot, trendy argument.
But, like, if you go back to, like, what Nick Khan is saying, and they're not going to take indie stars anymore, then we would have never gotten a Rollins, because he was an indie star as Tyler Black in Ring of Honor.
They're going to take independent stars. What they mean that what they're saying about that is like the idea of we're not just bound by independent wrestling. That's what Triple H said. He said it in Vegas this weekend. He's like, we can find great professional wrestlers. We need to find somebody who has another factor to them. And guess what? That affects all wrestling. There is a ton of really, really talented guys you will not see on any televised wrestling show, because there isn't some factor that can get them there. But they can go out and have great matches in front of 400 or 500 people, and I'm not taking anything away from those talented wrestlers. I'm not. But there's other factors you need to be on television. That's it. There's other things. But do you know how to find the camera? Do you know how to cut promos? Do you know how to, like, own your entrance? Do you know how to, like, work things into a match and do dynamic styles? Some wrestlers don't, or can't compete with that type of stuff, or have a wide range of things, or they don't need it, and we just need someone who plays one specific role on our team. And that's okay. That isn't a detriment to the actual wrestler. That's fine. Sometimes they need wrestlers that they can mold from zero. All right, let's get a Gable Stevenson that we've heard about from the Olympic Games, who came out at SummerSlam and is supposed to reportedly going to sign a contract, right? He comes out, you make him a pro wrestler with that mold already. No one's going to be mad about that, right? You did that with Kurt Angle. You got that with Brock Lesnar. That's not a bad route to go, you know? So this idea that you can only do it with independent wrestlers is so limiting. It's like saying you can only take one lane to one direction, or you can only take the expressway to the city one way.
But they're also, I don't think anybody's saying that they are only doing it with them, but then now they're saying they're
just provoked and mad that you would say that about independent wrestling.
Yeah. They're just saying they're not going to do it anymore, is what they're kind of putting out there.
I can tell you from talking to people in the industry and working with people in independent wrestling, that is 100% not true. It's just not, that's not their only focus. That's not the only way we're recruiting people. It isn't. And there's people that were there trying out this weekend that had some experience in wrestling, and some that did not. Plenty that did not. And that's okay. Guess what? Anthony Ogogo wrestled Cody Rhodes on pay-per-view. And he's a boxer, right? Yeah. Who did so, like, no one, like, and how did that match turn out? It was okay. It was a fine match, right? Yeah. I wasn't opposed to it. I was like, this is unique. Boxer versus wrestler. This is different. I'm doing his first wrestling match. This is cool.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Like do some things out of the box. That's some people, and then people get mad about it, but then it happens and it's cool. If you say NXT's dead, your vision is short, and you're basing your vision on 7 to 9 p.m. on Wednesday nights on TNT. Yeah. And I'm not trying to be negative here.
And I don't think people are saying NXT is dead. I think that people are saying the NXT as we know it is going to be dead. That's what I think the most people are saying. It's
an evolution. It's different. Yeah. I'm okay with that. And if you're not okay with it, you just want something to stay the way it was. And that isn't healthy either, right? Because then it gets redundant. And then you have rematches. You see people getting mad about rematches. Like some of the rematches you see now on Raw and SmackDown that piss people off, right? Those are very good matches when they started.
And NXT itself, I mean, even on TV lately has not been that great at television. Obviously, we got a tremendous takeover tonight, but that Tuesday night product has not been much of a must-see product for a few weeks at a time every once in a while. So, yeah. So maybe it is something they need.
Well, that's my take. NXT is not dead. Still very, very much alive. All right. It's different.
I'm wondering what they're going to do with that CWC in a couple weeks.
Well, it's supposed to get a makeover, and I'm okay with that. I think it's
probably going to hopefully it can fit some more people in it, and they'll probably take out the plexiglass and
maybe keep that. I like that. It's cool.
I kind of liked it, but I heard the people in attendance didn't like it.
It blurs things.
Yeah, they asked. I think they did a kind of a survey with the people that go there a lot and asked them if they liked it or not. And I think,
those are the people you should talk to.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
We're going to make up your audience.
It's going to be the regular. Yeah, they're going to be especially the regular crowd, especially if this pandemic continues on as it is.
Kevin Davis asking, "Am I okay? I'm okay.
Are you okay? Are you okay, buddy?"
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that for sure. A lot of people with different takes here. I'll
tell you what, though. Let's go back to Adam Cole. I mean, like I just said earlier, throw a damn dart because I don't know. Like I said, talking to Kenny last night, Kenny did not know who he was. So I basically threw out that he's basically this generation's Shawn Michaels. So maybe Shawn Michaels in a world of Hulk Hogan's and Ultimate Warriors broke through. So maybe there is a place for Adam Cole in that main roster. I'm worried, but you never know. But at the same time, I'm sure there's a lot of intrigue for him on the other side as well. His wife is in AEW. A lot of his friends are there as well. A lot of scores he would like to either settle or matches he's never even dreamed of get a chance to there too. So it's really there's no lean right here. I mean, there's no lean right now. It's a 50-50 flip a coin right now with Adam Cole at this point.
Tell me about the fun little trolling you saw tonight on Twitter.
As if you follow the Young Bucks, they always change their bio. They always like to send an interesting message in their bio. So literally during the main event, the Young Bucks changed their bio, and it was a YouTube link. So, okay, let's click the YouTube link, and we click on the YouTube link, and here we go. The most infamous seances in history. If you're a fan of Being the Elite, you know that they killed Adam Cole when he signed to NXT. They left him dead in the hallway at PWG. So now they're looking at ways to talk to the dead, apparently. And Britt Baker also getting on the Twitter with a little thinking emoji, kind of wondering what they're getting at as well. So kind of a little fun by the Young Bucks during the main event of NXT TakeOver tonight. Speaking of fun on Twitter, Pat McAfee having a little fun.
What did Pat Mac do?
Pat McAfee rooting against Adam Cole because he hates his ass.
He's the scum out of the earth. All right, this guy, this Adam Cole. All right, put the smack down.
I love
that's my not so good Pat McAfee.
He even said it on SmackDown that he hopes that bum Adam Cole loses. So I mean, the feud continues on. You gotta love it.
Michael Palisano says send Adam Cole to SmackDown so he can feud with Pat McAfee.
Right.
Hey, I'm not opposed to that because
that would be fun.
That was a great match.
Every time he walks by the commentary table, just gives him a look.
You know what? Fun. I also wouldn't put it past Adam Cole's friends in AEW and obviously his fiance Britt Baker to not stir the internet up, even if he isn't going anywhere.
Right?
Even if he was staying with WWE, I think they would still All right, we gotta stir the pot. That's what we do.
We got to get those.
This spoon is always in our hand. Even
we got to get those wrestling news sites. We got to get those wrestling news sites riled up. Let's get that next article out. Look what the Young Bucks changed their bio to.
Back to WWE NXT. We have a new WWE NXT champion. Once again, let's show that beautiful face up there, Samoa Joe. Looking like Vigo from Ghostbusters. I am Samoa Joe. Look into my eyes. So Samoa Joe is the new WWE NXT champion. He defeats Karrion Kross. This is a brawl. I think anything after DRAGUNOV and Walter just had a tough act to follow. I thought Cole and O'Reilly did a good job. I thought this was a strong main event. I thought Joe looked really, really good for a guy who hasn't wrestled in over a year. He looked fantastic.
Yeah.
His cardio looked really good for his size. He moved really well. All of his stuff looked really good. He's been training for this. He looked great.
Yeah. He looked like he might have. He looked like he was at times out of the ring for 18 months because he was a little tired there. But at the end, he would still persevere and just run off chains of moves like he had not been out of the ring. It was a fun match. It was good. I mean,
I think that also makes it interesting in the sense of especially if you in the match or watching for the legitimate sport that end that Joe can convincingly pull off when you're like, oh, he hasn't been in the ring in a long time. It's showing, I'm all right with that. That's interesting to me.
Yeah. Then he just pulls off 3 moves in succession. Like it's nothing. And it's insane like that. It was probably the third best match of the night, but it was still
on a stacked show. I mean, this is a stacked show.
It might've been fourth. I don't know. I almost think Grimes and LA Knight might have been better. This might have been fourth.
It was still a fun moment no matter what to see Joe win the title.
Yeah, first time 3-time champion. Nobody's ever been a 3-time champion in NXT. I think people have had chances. I think Adam Cole's had a chance, but nobody's ever done it.
Steven Chambers says, does Joe even smile on the inside? On the inside, he smiles.
Right. And Joe, I mean, he had some face-to-faces when he was Regal's assistant for a few weeks, so there's definitely some built-in stuff there. If Adam Cole doesn't leave NXT, if there's a shocking revelation and he's still in NXT, you got Cole and Joe, even though Cole lost, it makes no sense at this point. I mean, I think Cole's gone anyways, but I mean, you had those two clash. Obviously, Dunn and Joe clashed a lot too, so there's another direction you can go with Joe. So it's going to be fun.
I like this question. Frank Mustika, let's already talk about it because once a match happens, we already have to talk about what's going to be the next thing. It can never just be what it is. He wants to know Walter versus Joe next. What do you do with Samoa Joe now as your champion? Man. I think that's a real reboot for WWE NXT.
Do you?
I think
you have Walter lose twice in a row, though? Ooh.
Let's say he loses. Joe is at a point in his career where he doesn't need to have these things long. He just needs to have them from time to time. Yeah, it's also worth noting Joe has taken on a more of a backstage role in WWE NXT. Yeah. He's a part of management now, as well as being a champion there, which was acknowledged this weekend in Vegas. He was a part of overseeing that tryout. Go watch our video with Triple H kind of doing a media scrum, kind of talking about that and how Joe went off at one point on the Chinese.
I watched
which
that.
Was very entertaining.
I watched that last night while I was laying in bed there getting ready to go to sleep. I watched the Triple H give a speech. Great speech, by the way. And then he took a few questions from the crowd too. Yeah, I love that you realize if you're cut out for this business once Joe yells at you or not.
Joe versus Walter is fantastic. Joe versus DRAGUNOV. There's a lot of new opportunities now.
I would love to see Walter permanently in NXT or in Raw or SmackDown. I'd love to see Walter stateside permanently. It'd be
it's worth noting. Walter is a guy who's expressed that he wants to stay in Europe as much as he can. So does that mean he goes back to NXT? If me, I would keep him in NXT.
Yeah,
and him and Joe will be really cool. like the idea of Joe just fighting monsters is really exciting for me because that's kind of the appeal of him and Karrion Kross was too. Also, Karrion Kross taking a loss here in a sleeper finish. The stink was on him when he lost those matches to Jeff Hardy. You had people chanting Jeff Hardy tonight when he came out. Where's Scarlett?
Yeah.
What do you do with Karrion Kross now?
I don't know. I was surprised that he did not. I could have bet money that he was going to lose by going to sleep, but Joe hit the old classic muscle buster on him to win.
Love that. You haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, and it was a whole night of of unexpected finishes. You didn't expect O'Reilly to win while being handcuffed to the ropes. You didn't expect Walter to tap out, for crying out loud. So it was kind of a nice night of surprising finishes. And Joe with the muscle buster. Cross, I think the writing's on the wall. He's going to be Raw full time. And
he's gonna be Raw full time. I think there's some work they can put into him to make him feel like a monster.
I mean, he's been winning now, which is weird. I mean, they don't.
And the weird thing is, now you're gonna be happy that they don't even acknowledge that he's the WWE NXT champion.
Yeah,
and now they don't even have to bring it up, and you can just have him do the stuff he needs to do on Raw to be the star he needs to be there.
Yeah, so, and I guess Scarlett is
before the end of the year. He has another title. I'll say that.
I guess Scarlett, I guess backstage word on Scarlett is I think that she's not cleared to compete right now, and they're wanting her to compete, and so I think she might be hurt, and that's why she's not with Cross right now, is because I think WWE wants her to compete, and she, because obviously if you watched Impact Wrestling, she did wrestle back when she was in Impact. So
continue to give us your ratings for WWE NXT TakeOver 36, 1 through 10. Jeremy, I'll ask you yours before we get off the air tonight. I know I've grilled you quite a bit. Jeremy, you look pretty frustrated with me right now. You pretty mad at me?
It's dead. I'm just kidding. I'm just doing that. I'm just doing that to pop you now.
You son of
NXT is dead.
You son of a
killed it.
I must destroy my creation. Isn't that the Vince McMahon thing? I must inject it with an NWO poison.
Hey. There we go.
Oh. Give me a little of those 2 sweets. 2 sweets for peace. 2 sweets for peace. 2 sweets for peace.
I give it a big fat 8 out of 10.
Big fat 8 out of 10. That's a solid rating here.
Big fat 8.
I'll give you my rating here in a little bit. Jay Feliciano, a man who knows a thing or two about pro wrestling, got to hang with Jay at AEW Rampage on Friday. Love seeing Jay. This guy knows the business quite well. He goes, could you see McIntyre or Sheamus? All right. Both those guys kind of ended their programs at SummerSlam, right? Could you see them working a short, high profile program with Walter to elevate him and also promote the upcoming UK tour this fall? Jay, that's some fantasy booking that I am just on board with. I want me some of that. If you gave me Walter versus another guy who hits as hard as he does, like Sheamus, like Drew, I'm on board. Make that a triple threat. Sell out an arena this fall in the UK. Like, let's do it. Book it now. I want it now. I'm on board with that.
Yeah, I'm all for either one of those completely. I think Drew, of course, was interviewed by our own Riccucino earlier this week, and I think Drew has expressed work.
We spoke to Drew twice.
I think he's expressed working with Sheamus as a tag team possibly down the road too, and maybe and then have a breakup leading to a WrestleMania match.
Tons of SummerSlam WWE interviews are up now for you to binge on our YouTube channel. Definitely please go and check that out. I'm also into the idea of just some different matchups here. And this another thing is this kind of opens up a lot of different things for WWE. With Joe having the title, it creates a whole bunch of new matches on NXT. With DRAGUNOV kind of becoming a new champion, it flips the focus of the NXT UK brand. I think he goes back to NXT UK with that title, and that realigns that brand. It's also worth noting Kay Lee showed up tonight as well. And she's been a hot hand in the UK for quite some time. I think her being in NXT is really good. Everyone that wrote off NXT, I like that they're bringing over a lot of the UK talent and giving them exposure on American and global television that's a little bit more elevated. So they've kind of elevated WWE NXT UK in a way. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, Kaylee Ray's the longest reigning women's champion in history, I do believe. Is that correct?
Yes, she is. Pandemic influencing that, but that's a whole other thing. That's not fair to hold that against anyone,
No.
Other people dropping ratings here. No one's giving this less than an 8. This is all 8 and 10. We have a lot of people dropping 9s on tonight's show here. Really liking this. There's someone earlier. I want to get this here. Donnie Skaggs, what a name. Says, man, I usually really tough on this product. But this show, in my opinion, 9 out of 10. I never give NXT a 9. So he really enjoyed this show here. Steven Chambers wants Joe versus O'Reilly. People want Cole versus Styles. That'd be a cool match as well. I agree. Overall, this is a great weekend of wrestling. This is irrefutably great weekend for wrestling. There are some things on SummerSlam that were meh. There were things on SummerSlam that were like, oh wow, awesome. It was a complete mixed bag. I will say NXT was a much more complete top to bottom show. Of the 2 WWE shows this weekend, it was the best show. Of the 3 shows that we saw this weekend, we had SmackDown on Friday too. SmackDown was a solid show. But obviously people were talking about Rampage. AEW on Friday.
Rampage was a one promo show though.
I was there, dude.
A good tag match. Good tag match, but
I was there. I was there, and you know what? They had promos after they went off air, and
we knew what we were getting with Friday.
I know we were getting, but I'm not saying it took anything away from it. It was a spectacle.
Yeah.
The worst thing I heard somebody say, I'm not saying this. The worst thing I heard anyone say about AEW on Friday was, I came to a convention and there was wrestling. Like I was at a convention where people are talking, and one guy said, "Oh, this is what Starcast was supposed to be." When Punk did Starcast, he came out, he said it was like he's. I was like, ugh, and like they were saying it was a good thing. I was like, well, I don't know about that. No matter what, AEW Rampage was a spectacle, man. To see that live was absolutely thrilling. I found every moment of him out there in the ring to be otherworldly and special.
It's crazy.
And I enjoyed how much he expressed that he's there for the long term. He's there to bring people up.
Yeah.
The first words out of his mouth were bringing up a wrestler there in Britt Baker. They established business right away, him and Darby Allin. This isn't just I'm back. No, I'm back, and you and I are having a match at a pay-per-view.
And then a great media scrum that's also on AEW's channel too. They posted that. They had about an hour-long media scrum right after Rampage, so that's definitely worth checking out. Some great insight just into everything with Punk, and it's really cool. It was a moment, man. It was a moment that is gonna really make the fans. The fans are gonna benefit because the products are both sides, all sides. I mean, there's more than just 2 sides to this product. There's plus Impact and ROH and New Japan and other products as well. And I think I think pro wrestling as a whole is going to benefit from some of these shifts. And this is just shot 1 of 3. Apparently there are, according to Uncle Dave, there are 3 gigantic signings coming. My guess are the other 2 are Bryan and Wyatt. Dave put out the latest with Bray Wyatt possibly being the 3rd big signing. Probably expect Bryan at the Arthur Ashe show in September. So those are going to be the 3 big signings there. And then you got Bud Murphy. I mean, that's a talent that whoever gets is going to be much better. That locker room is going to be much better by getting him as well. So pro wrestling and the fans, all of us are winners for this weekend. And
you owe your allegiance to no corporation, by the way.
Nope.
You owe your allegiance to things that you find entertainment and storylines that you find entertaining in, and performers and players that you find entertaining in, and the shows overall that are entertaining. You owe no allegiance to any of them. I enjoy WWEG. I enjoy AEW. If I don't like it, I'll say why I don't like it.
Yeah.
But there are way too many people that are just, as I've said to you before, they're not drinking the Kool-Aid, they're swimming in the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. I mean, if you listen to my podcast, we cover every company, man. We even talk Impact. You know, Impact has gotten a lot better in the past 18 months itself, you know, and they're worth checking out as well. So.
And they've endured quite a bit here. Do want to remind people, we are providing content nearly 7 days a week. We have a lot of it. I'm very, very thankful to everyone who's joined us. If you haven't done already, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I know it's something we say a lot, but it really, really helps us out. We do have goals that we're reaching to. 20,000 subscribers is a real goal here. I have a question here. I want to get to this before I'm done because it plays into some things I'm going to be doing, hopefully, this week. You know what? I'm actually not going to talk about it. But I will say this, and the only reason I'm not talking about it because it isn't confirmed yet.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. I won't talk about it either.
Just the tease. But if we get it, If we get it,
You'll get it.
if we get him, how cool will that be?
Yeah.
It will. It'll be a very, very fun conversation, to say the least. So look forward to what I'm teasing that I can't really confirm because it isn't been confirmed yet. But if we do get it, it'll be really, really sweet. It'll definitely be a special treat. As good as an ice cream bar. It'll be a special treat for you guys who've been with me for such a long, long time. There's some people who've been watching the stuff we've been doing here at Sportskeeda the past few months. A lot of different options, a lot of different choices for you. So we appreciate you. You know, we've been on air for 45 minutes tonight. We did an hour plus last night. We did stuff after Rampage and AEW. We did special content in Vegas, in Chicago. We have our team in Mumbai. We have our team in Miami. We have people all over the world. So we're very, very thankful of all the different time you spend with us here. Yes. So all this news about Bray Wyatt, where's he going? Daniel Bryan, where's he going? Is Adam Colstein? We got it all at sportskeeda.com. All right. We have it all in one place. You don't have to go clicking around. We aggregate it all. We aggregate it all in one place. And Joan Avila, you're absolutely right. I love wrestling. I absolutely love wrestling right now. It's absolutely fantastic.
And if it breaks, then we'll be there at about 5:30 Central, Monday through Friday, to talk about it.
Absolutely. Top story of the day, streaming Monday through Friday. Thank you, Jeremy, for reeling me in on that plug. Thank you guys so much for the support, as always. I'm going to be active out there. I will be a part of some special things. But, Jeremy, tell me about that podcast you're doing outside of Sportskeeda.
Oh, yes. I've got Lost in the Mid-Card with my co-host, Matt Black, who's also a fellow writer at Sportskeeda. But we've been doing this for a long time, almost 7 years now. We're coming up on episode 300 as well. Our last episode was a SummerSlam and TakeOver preview show. So I guess you can check out our latest episode and see how well we did with our predictions. New episodes drop every Thursday afternoon. My birthday is Thursday, so we are dropping a quick episode Wednesday because I got a little birthday plan on Wednesday. So we are going to do a very quick.
Your birthday's dead. Your birthday's dead, Jeremy. Yeah. You don't have a birthday anymore.
I'm getting up there, so it does feel like it's dead. So we're going to do a quick show. We're going to do a quick recording. It's not going to be a normal format. We're going to do a little quick rundown of the weekend, and then talk about Dynamite and talk about Punk, and try to do a little quick show for this week. So Thursday afternoon, go check it out.
25th birthday, Jeremy.
I wish. Add about 17 to that for this year, and that'll be where I'm at.
You look great for your years. You look absolutely fantastic for yours.
42 this year.
42?
Yep.
You look younger than me, Jeremy.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
you look younger than me. I will be very, very active as well. Coming up September 2nd, just a few days before everyone's talking about All Out, AAW is going to be live from the Logan Square Auditorium with Destination Chicago on Fight.tv on pay-per-view. Just $13 for the best pro wrestling in the world. Juice Robinson from New Japan Pro Wrestling will be on the card. All right. Our champion, Fred Yehai, who just competed in New Japan Pro Wrestling, will be on the card. And who else is showing up? Who else could be there?
Who?
All right. Definitely go ahead and order on Fight.tv. That is FITE. Definitely go check it out. I will be live on the pay-per-view. I will be backstage doing the Mean Gene on the scene reporting.
Let me tell you something, Mean Gene.
It doesn't sound as good. Let me tell you something, Kevin. It doesn't have the same ring.
You had Eddie Kingston on the last show too, didn't you?
We did have Eddie Kingston on the last show, and that was absolutely fantastic. Savages and Kings. You can go watch the replay of that on Fight.tv as well. And also, if you just want to check out our on-demand library, which has hundreds of hours of stuff from Bryan Danielson, Tyler Black, aka Seth Rollins, everybody that's been a big part of the current wave of wrestling has wrestled at AAW. It is the ECW of the last 15 years. I'll say that. It is that real hardcore, punch you in the mouth, R-rated, kick-ass, beer in one hand, other hand up in the air, cheering wrestling. And you can get it all at AAWOndemand.com. That is AAWOndemand.com, not AE, AAW.
Like the closed captioning catches you sometimes on Facebook.
Yes, and it does. Whenever
I noticed that one time when I was watching you guys.
You told
on
me
Facebook.
that. Like it doesn't.
Kev works for AEW. Sweet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've had some people say it to me when I started doing promos. They're like, "Oh, you're with All Wrestling. It's so cool." And I was like, "Oh, we haven't seen your pro." No.
About that.
Yeah. People saying I should side with them. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know. No one's calling me there. No, it's aawpro.com. aawpro.com. Don't worry, when I've been cutting promos and doing stuff backstage and we're taping things, I've said it. And people are like, no, you said the E. so don't worry, that's happened to me before.
Get the E out.
Yeah, and you can also catch me on the radio on 97.7 QLZ in Springfield, 104.9 The X in Rockford. Pretty cool stuff with them. I got to interview Glenn Hughes of Deep Purple and the Dead Daisies recently, so that's pretty sweet. So much going on. Thank you so much for the support. It's been a really, really crazy, busy weekend. I yelled at Jeremy that NXT is not dead, and he told me that it isn't the same, and we can agree on
dead.
that.
I didn't say it was dead, but it's dead.
It's not the same. Evolution is not death.
It's evolution, baby.
That's a Pearl Jam song to go. I wish we could play songs at the end.
Right?
Really,
You'll just get me singing halfway.
It's evolution, baby.
Hello, Jeremy. It's me, Edward Vera, Seattle Pacific Northwest Rock Band. I just want to let you know that WWE NXT is propagated by a corporation that doesn't understand the true love of professional wrestling and real people, and it's up to men like you in the crowd with beards to support it. This next one's called Better Man.
That's how you better on stage.
There you go.
There you go. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. Jeremy, for taking my yellums and kellums. I appreciate it.
Got it.
And all of you guys for just being a part of it. Other people yelling, dead. It's dead at me. Dead. It's not. All right. Once again, let's look into the dreamy eyes of Samoa Joe before we sign off here today. Before we sign off, and remind you, Samoa Joe is the new WWE NXT champion. All right. That's a good thing. And also, when watching wrestling, you got to do this really, really important thing. And I know some people forget it. And they forget it all the time, but you can't forget it. And what exactly is that, Jeremy?
It's enjoy wrestling.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me talk to you, Dad.
Talk to him.